On your mark. And you get down and you hold yourself. You just wait for the gun to release you. I began sprinting at about 9 years old. I won my school race and really enjoyed it. After that, I went on to some of the district carnivals, regional carnivals, state carnivals. Been running ever since. I've made 3 Australian teams. I made World School Games in Greece, the World Youth Competitions in Czech Republic, Youth Olympics, which was in Sydney. But I'm really glad to be home where I can train at my local track, the track I grew up on. No one makes an Australian team if they don't train. It's one of those sports where it requires a good amount of talent, but mostly hard work. But in terms of athletics events, you have to be in the top 1 or 2 in the country. It's always really challenging to make that top couple. I mean, especially when hundredths of a second are at stake. I got seriously injured a few years ago, and I had probably 3 years off the sport. I injured myself while I was weightlifting, and it began with a shoulder dislocation. So that ended me up in hospital, and while I was in hospital I actually contracted shingles. So it attacks the nerves. So it was kind of like a double whammy. You know, like I couldn't actually lift my right arm for like close to 6 months properly. I didn't know if I would be able to return to the competitive arena. When the doctor said I wouldn't be able to run again competitively, it pretty much changed my view on who I was as a person, because I'd always identified myself as an athlete. After I had my injury, the rehab process was pretty extensive. Really make sure when I'm in the gym, I stick to that program of ensuring my shoulder stays strong. Every athlete has had an injury, and the ones that make it are the ones that come out from it. The moment you get behind the blocks, they call the whistle. I've always had a good kind of tunnel vision. When you think about the details, the start, first action, the step, middle of the race, standing tall, moving your arms through, finishing off. Strength, the finish. The big goal for me at the moment would be the Commonwealth Games in 2018. I think going to be the peak of my athletic career in terms of age, training, commitment. So for me, that's the big one. I don't think, even when I stop competitive athletics, running will always be a huge part of me.